Hi, how's it going? I'm Luciano Ruas from the Brazilian Accent Improvisation, and today I'm gonna improvise in a Brazilian waltz. Differently of the other songs I've presented to you, of other styles, the waltz doesn't have a melodic rhythm that it's important to sound inside the language. So I'm gonna play one waltz of a grandmother of a friend. That's called now in the lead sheet of Valsa Choro. It's a old lead sheet that I made the copy. Very interesting lead sheet. It's interesting also to say that the lead sheets, older lead sheets of Choro, you're gonna don't find the chords written. So other people used to play the chords in an improvised way. I've wrote the chords to make an interesting bass line, and I'm gonna play sometimes to get you hear how it sounds like, and I'm gonna show some resources that can make part of this language. Okay, I'm gonna play the first part that is in C minor. So this is the waltz of G. Fonseca called Maria da Paz. And so I'm gonna improvise in it and show you some ideas that can sound interesting in this style. Okay? So in this first chorus, I've used an idea to delay the resolution notes. All right. Besides playing some chord note at the head of the measure, I'm gonna always start the measures with a note out of the chord, and after that they are gonna resolve, or they are gonna walk to a chord note. See how hear how it sounds. So, the sound, it's a kind of delay of the chord note, and we can create an interesting sound based on it. Let's do some phrases. Let's do some phrases with this, mixturing these ideas, okay? So this kind of delay idea sounds very interesting for the Brazilian waltz. And I'm gonna show you now an ornament that sounds interesting also. That is the gruppetto. The gruppetto consists in one note. I diatonically go up one note, return to the note, down one note, and return. There are 5 notes of the gruppetto. And after we end in another chord note, or this kind of delay that I showed. This is the use of the gruppetto. We can, I think it's very inside of the language. Other ornament that's also will sound good in waltz is the arpeggio. This arpeggio, the arpeggio consists in player playing quickly some chord notes before the melody note you want to target. Okay. Other idea is to use the chromatism in mordents. You can use let's play some phrases mixture in this mordent idea. I have distracted myself with an idea of dotted notes that sounds very good. Let me show the mordents, but use this interesting idea that's the dotted notes, that dotted 80 notes, okay? Other interesting idea that I remind, it's a melody that's very common in Brazilian music. It's this melody is present in a lot of different songs and waltz, and I think for Americans it's familiar also. I have heard this in jazz also. Is this phrase? This phrase sounds very good because it has a more mordant and chord note, and chord out of note out of chord, note of out of chord. They surround the one. So if you can play this phrase, it will sound very good. I played a lot of times to hear the beautiness of this phrase, but don't use so much. Be careful in this use. Other interesting thing I remind also is the use of repeated notes. Repeated notes sounds very good in all Brazilian music. A lot of styles, the repetition has a beautiful sound, but in some rhythmic music it sounds more gives swing to the melody. Let's hear. Another interesting idea I recommend you to explore in waltz are the scales. The minor harmonic sounds very good in some chords. The minor harmonic we can use in dominant chords. Look how it sounds beautiful. And there is a modern one that is the altered scale. Or we can use the BC scale. But this in minor tones. It won't gonna sound as well as in major songs because of the major ninth. So, but to have a sound inside the language of the older Brazilian waltz, we can use just the harmonic starting from the 5th grade. I'm gonna show you. Now, let me. That is a C minor with B flat and bass, so the harmonic won't work now. It's better make the natural scale. Let me see again. We can play in thirds the scale, that sounds very good. Also, if you play an harmonic instrument, okay. But if you play a melodical instrument, you can do broken thirds. Let me use. So let's try to mixture these ideas. If I remind one that I've told you in the quick tips that creates an non-tonal or sensation. It's the chromatic thirds. It creates a very interesting idea. And so, what else we can use? Always, I recommend to look the melody, what the melody can give us, because every melody has its points of interest. Then we can use I think it's the main material we learn about to improvising the music. This this movement sounds interesting. Okay, let's this movement is interesting. We can use in almost chords. It's made of just notes, they're just notes of the arpeggio, and besides it's playing. I'm sorry for my English now. I'm very sorry. This phrase just uses notes of the triad, even if you are playing on a chord with 4 notes. Sounds interesting. This chromatism sounds very good. I think it's the unique chromatism using. Let's try to apply in other situations. Oh, sounds very nice. You gotta be thinking, if you are a jazz player, you gotta be thinking, no, but it's very easy to use chromatic notes. But in Brazilian music, we have a lot of careful with chromatic notes because they can sound non-Brazilian melodies. So this I can remind a little of my story because I've heard about musicians that avoid hearing jazz to maintain authentic their melodies, Brazilian melodies. And the interesting part is that I avoid the hearing jazz, and I was not secure. I was not sure about the Brazilian music values, so I used to do a lot of jazzy passages, and even without hearing so many jazz tunes, the sounds of the themes made me think as a jazz player. So I have a lot of I'm very careful when I put chromatism in Brazilian music to don't leave the language. Nothing wrong with a person who likes to put the chromatism, but I wanna be always aware of the use. I like to make this distinction of what Brazilian music does and what the music from another place does, and no problem if sometimes I decide to use some resource from another country. But my goal here is to learn you to teach you to play inside the Brazilian accent. I'm gonna do some choruses to finish this, and the most important influence here I'm having of jazz is to improvising the form without using without returning to the melody. In a common waltz or choro or styles that comes from choro, they don't have the habit to improvise using a chorus, improvise in the harmony. They say they just improvising the melody. What is improvising the melody? It's to make some variations, to change some phrases, but always return to the original melody. And I prefer and I like to improvise like a jazz player, but keeping the language, the Brazilian language. It's like I open the chorus, but I'm keeping the melodic language of the theme of the tune. All right. So it's that. I'm gonna improvise 3 choruses for end this live, and I hope you have enjoyed and learned more about the Brazilian accent and improvisation. One interesting thing I would like to say to you: just be careful some sixths of the chord. Sometimes I was not thinking on the scale of F, on the scale, and playing the F minor, and I used the minor sixth. Sometimes it can sound good. It can sound a little out of the language. Okay. Besides, we use. I hope you have enjoyed this live. I think the Brazilian waltz is very interesting, very different from the waltz, jazz waltz, for example. And we can, as melodic instruments, we can explore this delayed notes that cause some kind of dissonance. You can test scales. You can use the ornaments. That is one quick tip about ornaments in waltz. You can explore. We can use some designs that are some patterns that we found in the tune. Okay, and I hope you have enjoyed. And tomorrow we're gonna have more Brazilian accent improvisation. If you like this subject, please subscribe my channel and share with musicians that love Brazilian music. All right. Thanks for watching. I'm Luciano Ruas, and see you tomorrow. Bye.